Hey everybody, this is Roger, and I hope that you can see me and hear me. What I am doing here today is trying to show you what I've got going on in my trading, and this is not financial advice, it's just for your education and entertainment to see if I have correctly applied ICT's 2024 mentorship to my trading. Now, what you see on the screen is my screen in Thinkorswim, and it's a screenshot. It's not live here currently. So what you'll see is just some things that I've really taken from his past training and applied some of his mentorship. I do not have NDOG and NWOG, New Day and New Week. Do not have those gaps. I do not have previous high and lows. I had been doing that with TradingView, and I ended up with, man, so much stuff on the screen, which I know ICT is not a fan of. Can't really see the forest for the trees. But one of the things he's done in the past is to mark things like Sunday open and buy side and sell side, which is what goes on in the European market, London market, between 2 and 5 Eastern time. And sorry about that. And you will see highlights. Market's just closing now. What you see is highlights of today, Wednesday, and then I leave the old ones on here for a week. And sometimes those seem to be, they seem to be relevant. But also Midnight Open and New York Session Open, which is 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. And I know that, that's again from his past trading, or should be training. And I'm not sure if anything's really changed. Sometimes, once in a while, it seems to detect a little bit of inconsistency. But what I'm showing here is here's this first fair value gap. And again, I've also got pivot points. That's this thicker line on here. Pivot point and VWAP, which ICT does not believe in. Does kind of seem irrelevant. Patrick Leland seems to make money using those, and so I've got them on here. They've been helpful to me. But anyway, I'm trying to keep it as clean as I can, and I think that we've got a correct marking here of the first fair value gap. And what you can see is the gap. Here's the RTH open. Here's the RTH close. This kind of wider dashed orange line. So we had about a 40-point gap, which is what ICT talks about. And if you just shorted that gap right away, shorted the open, you'd have made money. That's not his training, however. You're waiting for this first fair value gap and then for a reaction into it. And if you notice, we came down to 3/4 of that gap. I had a fib on here at one time. I took it off. But actually, this Tuesday one and sell side is right about there. And midnight open is very close to 50% of that distance between the buy side and sell side. But the gap here is just from here to here, and then the buy side sell side is here to here. But again, we are combining multiple trainings here. But this fair value gap is what I want to highlight right now. It's the first one after the market opened, and it is pretty close to being marked there correctly. We came down, and this is just within the first few minutes of trading, pop back up into it. Now, according to ICT, as soon as you get back up into that gap, like one tick in this case, you would go short, and look how the delivery is. I mean, you got your 20, 25 points, not a problem. You could even get a little bit more than that, but I think he's normally targeting like 20 points or so to make it a decent trade. And you can take your money and run. It goes back up in. Look how it works in that gap and even pops above it. It does actually blow you out of a stop here on this candle here. But you could have taken some small scalps if you wanted to. Nice delivery on this one. Continues to go back down. Again, it goes up and taps that VWAP. Maybe it's not important, but it does seem to kind of work. Come back up just a little bit of a, not really the right term, I guess, mohawk, a little stab into that fair value gap. Down she goes again, and then back up and above it. I actually took a trade as it was breaking above it, just took a scalp, thankfully, because it headed back down again, and then back up. And if I had extended that gap over, notice the deep, deep, deep sell here. Now, one of the things you might notice here also is ICT will talk about lunchtime macro. Well, here we are, 12 o'clock Eastern time, and look at this reversal against, well, what's the market been doing most of the morning? Been on the short side. Well, lunchtime macro can go against that, and here it sure did. Jumped up 120 points, a little bit more, and then of course fell back down. Now, this does not carry into the afternoon with the Fed um, announcement, but that if you've been following that, that was a wild ride, and I did grab a scalp on that too. Again, not I'm trying to highlight here. What I'm looking at doing is something that ICT has talked about, is just basically making this part of your day, or part of the day, part of the trading day, your setup, and possibly just making a living off that. I mean, it's been delivering again and again and again. Now he'll tell you 70% of the time you'll go and fill this gap on the first 30 minutes. If it is a reasonable gap, like 40 points or so, and it did in the first couple of minutes, but it still gave you a chance to go up there, catch that fair value gap, and drop again. A little bit of heat, but not bad. I mean, that gap is only about 10 points wide. So if you were trading a mini, maybe you got about what, 200 bucks against you, micro 20 bucks against you, and then she delivers for you. But that's what I'm looking at doing for right now, is just try to highlight this mentorship of 2024 that he's doing. If you've got comments about how you think I either correctly or incorrectly applied his teaching, please drop them here. On any copyright is ICT's only. I'm not trying to step on that in any way, shape, or form. So hopefully that will help you out.